Welcome to another AWS Unorganized. I'm your host, Chillip, the Flying Phillip, and today we have the first women's match in a long while, as we finally settle this feud between Marge and Zoe. Now, these two have been feuding for quite a while now. I'll start with the triple threat match, where Zoe debuted. She ended up getting pinned by Haru, which caused Marge to lose the women's title. So as revenge, Marge assaulted Zoe in a graveyard, in a match that was supposed to be a qualifying match, but Marge ended up taking Zoe out. Haru, being friends with Zoe, got mad enough to where she would end up challenging Marge for the women's title. Haru would end up retaining, thus getting Marge out of the title scene. And then later on in the mixed tag team tournament, her and Homer teamed up against Zoe and Squidward. Zoe and Squidward ended up getting the win in that one. So with Marge and Zoe 1-1 against each other, it's time to finally break this tie. And how will they break this tie? By breaking a table, of course. So now we have the match of Voodoo versus Identical Deity, as we are live in Miami, Florida. A fancy city for this fancy arena. And here comes Marge with her famous skull. We are not entirely sure whose skull it is, but if anyone can identify it, please let us know. I'm sure their family is grieving. Yes, Marge here, or as one of our commenters gave a nickname to her. Sorry that I forgot your name, but you know who you are. She could also be considered Mama Shango in a way. And as you can see here, she's really fully embraced that gimmick. Now wearing a skull face paint, carrying around more voodoo material. She still has that amputated tongue in her jaw from one of the audience members. She's honestly one of the most terrifying women in all of the roster. It's easy to see why she was the first Chaos Women's Champion. However, she's now facing the person who is arguably the reason why she lost it. Now, granted, Haru did prove herself against Marge when she beat her in that one-on-one match. However, Marge still hasn't fully forgiven Zoe for that. Zoe pretty much costed her everything. How she responded? By clapping her hands and dancing. Definitely a chip on Marge's shoulder they both have. But at the end of the day, they should finally settle their differences. A match quite a while in the making. So it goes out, she has no more words. Little play on her theme song there. I mean, heck, Jeff's not using it anymore. He only got to use it for a few weeks before he left again, so I might as well give it to somebody here. Why not a tentacle deity that Philip shows blatant favoritism towards? Despite, their less than favorable past, let's just say. Started with him and Zach hopping a few dimensions. Zach hooked up with a ghost. Philip briefly hooked up with a tentacle being. However, after, according to the timer, about 18 seconds worth of intercourse, she proceeded to throw him out the window, which got Philip in such a state of distraught that he ended up releasing the first ever song on the Philip Osophy album. In our playlist now, completely free. So you have no reason not to watch us. Marge delivers a nasty headbutt to the tentacle and proceeds to snap her neck. I don't know how Zoe got up from that. If this was a normal person, this would have already been over. And a two-handed chokeslam, Marge taking advantage of that height. I mean, do you count her as height? If not, then they're about the same height here, but Zoe... just dropping the legs onto the sensitive areas, let's just say, and already grabbing the table. She is less than a minute into the match, and she's already prepared to throw Marge through that table. She wants to put an end to Mama Shango once and for all. But I'm sure Marge has a mutual feeling. They both want to put each other through as much pain. And they feel the most painful way is to get them through that table. Purple Rainmaker, but Marge dodges it. Dodging the purple individual. Yellow versus purple, a real Waluigi versus Wario match. Scoop slam, followed by a twisting elbow. Shades of Gangrel. Just choking the life out of Zoe. Marge is finally getting her chance at vengeance right here. Last time these two locked up was in that graveyard. They both cost each other a women's title. I guess Marge. Yeah, they both cost. With Zoe costing Marge the women's title, Marge costing Zoe #1 contenders match. These two just have such primal rage against each other, and honestly, I can't blame either one of them. They've always seemed to be at odds from the very beginning. Just to see who should be more feared. Which, of course, they'd also have to compete with Frozen Lake for that title, considering the Frozen Lake has the highest body count of any Stupid Games competitors, so that's something for both of them to keep in mind here. What's Marge got planned for Zoe? Big backbreaker. Follows up with the second one, and that's enough to drop Zoe down. Zoe gets kicked in the gut. What's Marge prepping here? Some kind of... Oh my god, a big shoulder breaker. Paying tribute to Papa Shango with that move. Now stomping on the arm. This might be it for Zoe right here. So if you... The finisher doesn't finish the match. Oh god, she's going for... Oh my god, a modified curb stomp. If this was a normal match, this might have been it right here. I mean, heck, even this tables match, this could have worn Zoe out enough to where Marge can get her through that table without any resistance. And wearing down your opponent for a tables match is a good strategy. I've learned that during some of the times I was a crash test dummy for Philip. One time he threw me off of a Hell in a Cell and put me through 8 tables in a row. A lot of frickin' splinters. Oh, Zoe going for a crucifix powerbomb, but Marge reverses into a neckbreaker. So trying out some new moves here, but it seems that Marge still had the upper hand here. Zoe now dropkicks Marge, almost broke herself through the table, but managed to get herself just far enough not to. The impressive, leg power of Zoe there. I can see my full blood. Oh my god, a moonsault onto Marge, but she no-sells it. That didn't even affect her. Now Marge, what she got planned here? Getting up to Snake Eyes? Nope, Zoe reverses it. These two are just... That was almost the end for Zoe here, but instead she has some for Marge here. Gets her up on her shoulder. And... Oh my... That's it. Zoe Zagord has finally put the end of her feud with Marge, standing tall over the Simpson right here, and officially knocking her into the mixed tag team division. So we're finally getting that much needed big win to really establish herself. Perhaps 2K22 will be her season. You never know. I mean, she has a much more accurate outfit now, unlike last season where she was dressed like a weird jester thing. I don't know what was up with that. But now that she's in proper gear, proper clothing, everything is ready for Zoe. This has been Chill Up the Fly Philip, and I'm going to stop recording before Philip starts harassing our wrestlers.